Alright, here's the other bell I got today, and as you can see it is a US&S small 15A teardrop bell. And this one is a third generation one, because right up there you got the patent date of February 20th, 1917 cast onto the rain shield. And let me tell you first off real fast, these things are insanely heavy because they are just a massive hunk of metal. So yeah, just to warn you, if you ever get one of these, it is gonna be kind of hard to move around. I'm well, man, I'm not the most physical guy out there, but I'm impressed I can even lift this, if I'm just gonna be honest. But as you can see, pretty nice little bell. I think this one, both the bells I got today, the guy I got from, he got them from a guy apparently who used to work for the Southern Railway out of Birmingham. Not sure where the Ellis Brock would have come from, but I'm guessing possibly one of the crossings in downtown Birmingham. In fact, I actually wouldn't be too surprised to find out it either came from either one of those GRS cantilevers or that old Peerless Manufacturing Corp signal I recorded earlier this year. But anyways, this thing I'm pretty sure came from, considering the fact it's a teardrop bell, and he got from a former Southern Railway signal maintainer. I'm willing to bet this thing came from the what's now the NSP line between Birmingham and Columbus, Georgia. But as you can see, I should grab my other glove real fast and do that. But as you can see, this thing, it actually works pretty well. The Brock, I mean, did have some issues of its own. It had though it seemed to get better with as it got a bit more use, I think due to the fact it was just simply cold. Because it is quite chilly out here tonight. But this thing, I can honestly say, even disregarding the weight, because this thing would normally just be sitting on top of a signal, I feel sorry for any signal maintainers that had to deal with this, because, and right down here, by the way, here's the hinge. Kind of neat how that's designed, because it just sits in there so you can remove the back. You can remove the door if you want, but it's still hooked on by the chain. But this latch here, up at the top, I kind of feel sorry for any signal maintainers who had to deal with this, have to ever deal with these, because let me say that closing these back up is a lot harder than you'd think. So just opening this, that fell out, didn't mean to, but if you look right up there in the top, not sure how well you can see because it is kind of dark, but right up there at the top, you've got you see that little hole right down there? Right up there, that's like a bolt, one of the bolts holding on the rain shield, but right underneath there, that is where the latch has to go into. And let me just say, it is a pain to put in. But yeah, this thing still works. It rings beautifully, which is nice. As you can see there. It's a bit hard to do manually because of how the mechanism's designed, because this piece here operates independently a bit of this piece right here, it looks like, which has a bit more slack, which is probably part of the reason why some of these are a bit more clicky than others as they ring. But when I just power this thing on, normally it runs quite well. Probably gonna have to see about getting a couple of nuts for the terminal block here, but it still does work, so that's kind of the important part. Yeah, no paper in the back of this thing. I mean, it might have had one at one point, I can't say for sure, but either way it's long gone now. But yeah, just not entirely sure where this guy would have served exactly. He's got a 4-inch base on him, so I'm guessing possibly one of those old one of those gateless crossings along the line just south between probably between Leeds and Sylacauga, maybe a bit north there, because there was a section of the line that went into Birmingham that has long since been abandoned and removed. But yeah, just thought I'd get a quick walk around of this bell. It is quite a large bell, easily the biggest bell I have in my collection now, and I am quite glad to have it, even if I wasn't able to get the Odenville teardrop. Maybe someday I'll get that, but at least now I know what to expect. Over and out. Okay, so I just finished filming the bell ringing, but one more thing I forgot to mention real fast before when I was doing my walk around. One thing I've noticed about the teardrops mechanism is that on a normal bell, the contacts, one of the two contacts is usually attached to the hammer mechanism or the oscillator, whatever it's called. So that way, when the hammer strikes the gong, it breaks the circuit, and as such, it falls back down where it will reconnect the circuit and bring power back to the electromagnets and cause pull the oscillator back down and the hammer to strike again, and it does that over and over until power is cut entirely. But with teardrop bells, as you can see, you've basically got another little hammer right there on the hammer mechanism, and that is what separates the contacts. Which, of course, that is a potential failure point if, say, the hammer, for whatever reason, breaks off or is otherwise damaged, is unable to strike the contacts. Then you'll have just that go like that, and then it never rings again until the power's cut. So yeah, just one thing I kind of found neat about this. I mean, inside here you can see the various screws holding in the rain shield, because unlike others where this is set up that way, on a standard bell, you know, they're on the outside, but on this one they're on the inside. I guess to try and prevent them from being I guess it's to make it look a bit better on the front especially. But yeah, just thought I'd show that real fast. Over and out.